This is the BMW 7 Series. To be more specific, it is the BMW 745e. And as you could see by the rims alone, these are the base rims on the luxury trim line instead of the base rims on the M Sport package trim line. But anyway, so we have a 745e sitting in front of us. And today I'm going to be bringing you a review of this vehicle. So starting on the exterior, of course, it is massive. This is BMW's largest sedan and most luxurious sedan. Now, they just unveiled the new 7 Series coming out, and it is much different looking than this. And overall, I think it's a better car. I know some people out there would beg to differ, and they think this one looks better than the new one coming out because of the absolutely massive grille and the thin little headlights on the new 7 Series. But this one just isn't that bad either. I do like the look of the new one a little more, especially the interior on the new one is going to be a lot better. But starting on the exterior of this one, of course, you have the massive kidney grills up front with the LED BMW headlights. On the side, like I said, these are the standard 19-inch rims with the 7 Series. You can upgrade to the M Sport package, and there are a slew of other rims that you can choose from. Of course, a bunch of chrome on the outside as well. Now, this 7 Series is around 207 inches long, and that is 5 inches shorter than a Rolls-Royce Ghost, which, funny enough, BMW is the parent company of Rolls-Royce. But yes, this is only 5 inches shorter than a Rolls-Royce Ghost. Now, moving on to the back, of course, carries over that 7 Series look. You have the light bar in the back. The headlights and the taillights actually do cool little gimmicks when you unlock and lock the car, especially in the back. It is pretty soft lighting. When you go ahead and unlock the car, you can see they kind of fade up for you. There you go. It looks pretty cool. Of course, the 745e badge and the XDrive badge, this one is all-wheel drive. The XDrive system is absolutely amazing, and I do like it a lot. Now, over here, you're going to have your charge port. This is where you can plug it in and get that 16 miles of electric range. This gets a total of around 290 miles of range when you pair it with the electric battery that's connected to the motor, which isn't tons, and it only has a 12.1 gallon fuel tank, which that's pretty typical not to have massive fuel tanks on these hybrid vehicles. So 12.1 gallons, it isn't a lot, but to get the 300 miles of range, it's pretty okay. Go ahead and pop the hood. Now, you guys already know what's going to be under the hood of this because just about every BMW on the planet uses one of these. This is a hybrid inline 6. Of course, it's got a turbocharger, makes 389 horsepower and 443 pound-feet of torque, and it's mated to an 8-speed automatic transmission. So, pretty typical for BMWs. Now, we can go ahead and hop in the interior here, and of course, you can see the tread plates are LED illuminated, and those can change based on the ambient lighting color that you set when you set up the settings in the car. Now we can hop in to the passenger side and take a look at the interior, then we'll hop over to the driver's side. The inside of this car is, of course, extremely nice. It's not as nice as the new 7 Series coming out, and I think the S-Class has a better looking interior overall with more features, but this is still a pretty nice car. The seats are nice and comfortable, especially the headrest on the front and the back seats. I'll show you the back. That is tons of room back there. But up front, the person who had this did not spec it with every single option. Of course, it can come with cooled seats. This one does not have that. I don't know why you wouldn't spec that on a 7 Series, but they didn't spec the 7 Series with cooled seats. Of course, you have iDrive 7 up here, which is a really, really nice infotainment system that I like a lot. You get wireless Apple CarPlay, wireless Android Auto, and a slew of other BMW features. You have the nice wood inlays right here with the Sensatech upper dashboard and contrast stitching and just about soft touch materials everywhere else. There's some leather in here that I don't love the look of, but that is still really soft. That's going to be this leather right here on the armrest. Still really soft, just not the best looking. Glove box, of course, doesn't need to be massive. It's got like this felt material on the inside, but the passenger seat is not a bad place to be. This has the Harman Kardon Logic 7 sound system. It's a good audio system. I listened to the Harman Kardon in the Alfa Romeo, so I had some predispositions about what I thought of Harman Kardon. And in the 7 Series, it's a completely different experience. In the 7 Series, it's absolutely amazing. I cannot wait to hear the Bowers & Wilkins because everyone seems to think that the Bowers & Wilkins is 1,000 times better than this system is. And I think this Harman Kardon system is pretty good. So you do not have to worry about the bass sound system in the 7 Series. it is pretty nice. Let's hop into the back, see what's going on back there. This has got to be a full foot of knee room back here. I can't believe this isn't the Alpina, or it doesn't have the rear seat executive package or anything like that. This is just a normal spec 7 Series back seat, and you still have a large amount of knee room back here, and the headroom is pretty good as well. This is like a full-sized executive sedan. This one does have ashtrays in the door over here. You do get the ambient lighting stripe across the wood inlays. You have plenty of room back here. Center console that folds down. It's a nice place to rest your arms, but it's not anything special. If you did get the rear seat executive package, you would have gotten the controls sitting on the center console right there. Heated seats back here, of course, and you have the dual zone climate control. This does have 4 climate zones. Up front, you even have 2 fan control zones as well. Mirrors up in the ceiling right here. Of course, you have vanity mirrors to check out your looks, which is, of course, nice. And you do have power sunshades on the side and in the back that are controllable with the controls down here. As you can see, you just press those 2 buttons and it raises those. On top of that, you do have this light right here as well, just in case you need that. But yes, the back seats of the 7 Series are a very, very nice place to be. I wouldn't have it any other way, though. Again, like I said, I think the Mercedes is a little nicer in the back, but I'm really excited to see the new 7 Series and how they lay out the rear seats. And for this 7 Series, I feel like there's a lot of people driving these around, not being driven in them, especially the ones that are just the non-executive package for the rear seats. People are just driving them themselves instead of having other people drive them. So this is what you got up front. Of course, you have BMW's digital gauge cluster. It can be a little dim at times, but for right now, it's fine. It shows what you're listening to in the screen as well, which is nice. This one, of course, right now is in its EV mode. I'm going to put it in sport mode because we barely have any EV range anyways. Changes the colors and the layout of the gauge cluster to make it look a little better, and of course it changes it up there as well. Steering wheel is nice. If you got the M Sport package, this would be the M Sport steering wheel, not the current regular one. This one has auto lane keep assist, lane centering assist, adaptive cruise control, because this one does have the driver assistance professional package. Over here, of course, you do have auto hold, parking brake, blah blah blah, all this normal stuff. The iDrive 7 controller right here. Like I said, this is a nice infotainment system. I quite enjoy using it, and it is pretty simple to use. You really don't have to try hard to get used to this operating system. Of course, it's all its built-in apps. It's weather apps, navigation, calendar, news. It is an amazing infotainment system. Audi's is a bit more futuristic looking, but to me, this is really good. It's definitely better, in my opinion, than the Mercedes MBUX system. Of course, you have a wireless charger down here, cup holders, and then your center console with a USB Type-C and a 12-volt socket as well. So, of course, I guess the most important part about a BMW is that we drive it. So this one doesn't have much range for its electric battery right now. It's at about 2 miles of the total 16 that you can get. It was not charged overnight, sadly. But that doesn't matter, because even in sport mode, this thing hauls. XDrive really sends this thing down the road. This is a 4,800-pound sedan, and like I said, it's basically nearly as long as the Rolls-Royce Ghost. So it's pretty big, but BMW did a good job of making this thing feel pretty small and easy to drive, which gives me confidence in driving something like a Rolls-Royce Ghost, because if they can make the 7 Series feel this way, then they could probably make something 5 inches longer feel this way as well. It's also super responsive on the throttle, and the steering is pretty good. At higher speeds, of course, the steering tightens up and becomes more responsive to your feedback, but the XDrive system is just phenomenal. Even with only 389 horsepower, this thing picks up speed super fast, and that ZF 8-speed transmission kicks down very quickly. Very quickly, way faster than I thought of, especially for a 7 Series luxury sedan. It has a bit of a lag, but it's pretty much responsive to what you want it to do. And in manual mode, of course, it's super responsive. And the XDrive system just picks up the weight of this car and sends it down the road. It is so nice. Honestly, I didn't think I'd get in this and feel this way about it. BMW says 0 to 60 in 4.9 seconds. I have zero belief in that, especially because BMW is notorious for lying up about their numbers and like providing a car that does better than what they state it is going to do. So it wouldn't surprise me if this is around like 4.7 or 4.5, because it is very quick and it makes use of that 443 pound-feet of torque and that 389 horsepower very, very efficiently. Now, this gets around 22 to 25 miles per gallon when you're not using the hybrid mode. It's not super fuel efficient. This inline six sucks gas just as long, or just as much if it was just a regular B58. So you're not gonna get tons of gas mileage out of this thing, but it's better than if you had like the M760i with the V8 in it. And this, if you're not looking for a terribly fast experience, the inline six in this vehicle will do just fine for you. With the electric range though, you get around, it's like 56 miles per gallon E, and that is the EPA estimate for this car, but it's around 22 to 25 without the hybrid motor helping the engine put power down. But yes, when it comes to the comfort of this vehicle, like I said, sitting in these front seats is very nice and they are super comfortable. This also has the air suspension, and you can raise and lower that using this button down here in the center console. I don't know, I'm trying to point at it. But the 7 Series does a really good job of picking up bumps and balancing out the car on the road. I do notice under hard braking situations, the pitch forward is a lot. It pitches forward, it sends all that weight up front. But other than that, it's fine. The air suspension, regardless if you're in sport mode, you're in hybrid mode, or you're in Eco Pro, it is so nice and it smooths out all the bumps in the road. And when you're just driving it normally, it's super comfortable and super easy to drive. Like I said, the steering is just nice and floaty. And overall, I mean, if you're looking for a luxury experience, the 7 Series, if you're up for spending $90,000 to $120,000 on a car, the 7 Series is a great, great car for that. The only thing I want to say is, when it comes to the interior, I think the exterior is fine. I don't think there's anything wrong with that on the 7 Series. I think when it comes to the interior, Mercedes has BMW built or beat with the S-Class. And that's because the 7 Series never received, I believe, a proper refresh back when it got refreshed into this generation. The exterior, of course, is different, but the interior, this entire layout right here is pretty much the same. Now, the new 7 Series is coming out, and it looks completely different. Now, I do think that's worthy of beating the S-Class that's currently out, but this currently right now, it is nice, it's comfortable to be in, it's intuitive, but it's not super like fantastic. It just reminds me of something like a 5 Series, which has a very similar layout to this. And I can't wait to see what the 7 Series is going to bring to the table for when that comes out the next model year. But overall, it is a really, really nice car to be in. I'll give you also a nice little look at the self-driving modes. So you can hit set. Oh, there we go. And right now it is in its assisted driving mode. You can be in distance control, which is just adaptive cruise control, or you can be in assisted driving, which, if you have your hands on the steering wheel, will steer the car in lane for you. So if you're going on long road trips, that can be pretty useful. I really hope it does respond. Yeah, so there you go. It's all doing it by itself. Now, it would be interesting to see a 7 Series with the same technology that, let's say, a Cadillac or the Ford Blue Cruise system has, because those are nice that you can just take your hands off the road and it'll reach your eyes, to make sure you're paying attention. That way you can take control. But most automakers out there are still doing the hands on the steering wheel thing. That's fine. It makes sense. And I have no problem with it. But yeah, that's a little look at the self-driving mode. And you could just turn this off. There we go. So now cruise control is off. So yeah, guys, I really do enjoy the 7 Series. I think it's a great car from BMW, and it surprised me when I first got in it and got to see what this car was really like. So if you guys like the video, make sure you hit that like button down below, and if you want to see more from us, make sure you subscribe, and hit that post notification bell. That way you know when we make an upload. I'll see you all in the next video.